Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with a Knight of Swords. I feel like there's this desire to kind of like to rush into a new plan, to kind of to dive into something sort of headfirst with just an idea. You know, I feel like this is that kind of a snap decision. It's just like, I want to do it, and I'm gonna try. You know, I feel like this is a card that is comfortable going into a new situation, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, not having the full plan, not having anything mapped out, right? So it's very versatile. You're very able to sort of adapt, you know, and sort of learn as you go. Yeah, as long as you know the direction, you can go. It's kind of like you're going from California to New York. You don't really have to have the MapQuest directions printed out. You know, you're just saying, I guess I just got to go east, and we'll figure it out as we go, you know. So I like that energy, and I wonder what you're starting right now, what your impulse is, what kind of bright, it's like you have a bright idea, you know. Let's see what it is and where it's taking you, yeah. Here we have a Nine of Wands, very strong energy. We got a Three of Swords, okay. We have a Hermit, yeah. So I feel like we are leaving home for something here, but there's something holding you back, I can tell. We have a Star that we're being called to this this destiny, to this path, you know. Oh, and there's the Magician. The Magician is making it happen. The Magician is realizing that really you have everything you need to make this journey. And if you don't have it, you can acquire it along the way. Yeah. There we have the Eon card. Yeah, I feel like it's a big change. I feel like there's this major, like, I don't know, overhaul energy kind of. It almost feels like an upgrade or a leveling up, or maybe it just, you know, we kind of wake up one morning with a bright idea, and we're gonna go after it. We're gonna see what becomes of it. Okay, it doesn't have to like literally be travel, but it could be. Yeah. Got a High Priestess. And we have, yeah, there we go. We are doing something in the physical realm that is new, right? The High Priestess is trying to tell you, but your own psychology is holding you back. You know what I mean? The Three of Swords is an anchor. And it's kind of like you can hear the intuition. Your soul is calling you and telling you to do it, but there's something inside of you that's like, well, maybe I can't. What if it doesn't work? What if it's not meant for me? What if I fail at it? There's something that's kind of anchoring us to, you know, just to kind of keep things the same. I feel like you have a big energy for change right now. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with big red ant right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading, okay? If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction downstairs in the comments section below the video, all right? Now, as we look around the room, we do see some good majors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50% of the reading, okay, not including our mystery card, is major spiritual energy cards. Okay, so I feel like this is something that really, it's like you're being kind of called, like you can hear the forest sort of, you know, calling your name, and the hermit's just about to come out of its cave and say, okay, we're going on an adventure. Yeah, I feel like it's fate. I feel like it's your destiny here. And I think that it's going to come very, very quickly. We've got fire, we've got a little bit of water, we've got a little bit of air, and we've got a little bit of earth. Okay. So it really is, it's quite balanced, I think, in terms of the elements. We're heavy on the air because I feel like right now things are just, and it's just an idea. Okay. This is you thinking very clearly. This is you wanting to, kind of say, I have an idea and I'm going to go forward with it. There's an impulse here to change things very quickly. It almost feels a little bit impatient. I feel like you're giving it enough pause to kind of think like, wait a second, is this a good idea? I got this bright idea. There's something calling me, but yet I feel a little bit of hesitation with that Three of Swords. Okay. Right now is a good time for you to take that bold action toward your goal. For you to say, maybe even, I don't know what the end result is even going to be. I don't know what the goal is. I just know I want to do this. I just know that I think it's a good idea. And maybe this came in a dream. Maybe it came in a flash of insight. I don't know. Take that bold action. Okay, your intuition is calling you. You're being summoned. And this, I think, is you answering the call. Okay. Now, right now, there might be somebody else in your life that's challenging you. I kind of feel like it's you. I feel like you're challenging yourself. If there is somebody else in your life that's kind of telling you, no, don't do that. What are you thinking? Who gave you that bright idea, Respond with reason, not anger. I think that you have the ability right now to explain it to yourself and explain it to somebody else if you need to, if you want to. In other words, I feel like you can kind of, when you think about it or when you talk about it out loud, it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense, but there's a little bit of fear or hesitation. There's a little something anchoring you down that's making you think, well, yeah, it looks good on paper, but I don't know. Okay, and maybe it's just kind of saying like, I can reason it out and it sounds like a good idea, but I'm scared because I don't know how it's actually going to go. Maybe the Knight of Swords is actually, realizing that, okay, from California to New York, I just have to drive east, right? It's very simple. It's logical. It makes sense. But at the same time, you don't know what the terrain is going to be like. You don't know exactly what it's going to be, twists and turns and ups and downs the whole way. You don't really know what it's going to be like. But you kind of, you know how to do it. You drive east, right? Sounds very simple. Protect your time and your energy. Focus on what really matters right now. And I think that this is you preparing and getting ready and mapping out as much of this as you can, okay? But we have to overcome that hesitation or that fear. I feel like it has something to do with travel, and I feel like it's a good idea, You're going to need courage, and you're going to need to be very focused. This is that... almost it's like there's an opportunity on the table for you, and you got to decide pretty quick. We can't really linger. I think that this is you, in your mind at least, wanting to just rush ahead. And, honestly, with the Princess of Cups over here too, I feel like your heart kind of wants to jump into it also. And, it feels like you're pretty much ready to do it. There is that hesitation underneath, right? So your heart's kind of saying, oh, can we go, can we go, can we go? And then your head is saying, well, yeah, I don't see why not. And then there's this other part of you that says, I know why not. And, whatever those thoughts are, I think we need to overcome them. You also have a Nine of Wands right now, and this is strength. This is the card that's saying you're strong enough to handle whatever this road is going to be. Maybe it's a new relationship, maybe it's at home, at work, at school, maybe it's creative work, maybe it's a new job or career thing, maybe it's a new side hustle, maybe it's a new spiritual practice, maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe you're going to learn jujitsu. Speaking of which, I finally signed up for the jujitsu classes. My first class is going to be in a couple of days. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm a little nervous. And Three of Swords, a little nervous, not so sure about how it's going to go, realizing that the anxiety we might be feeling is not because we're not capable of doing this thing, but it's because of the past, something that happened a long time ago, probably when we were kids. And now we feel a little bit of anxiety about this new thing. The Nine of Wands is here to say that you are strong enough to handle anything that's on this road. This is a strength multiplier. All the nines are strength multipliers. Okay? So you know that it's going to be difficult work. You know that there's going to be ups and downs and twists and turns. And you have that inner strength, that resolve. Okay? And I think understanding that it's going to be up and down and twisty-turny says it's going to be an experience, it's going to challenge me, and I'm going to have to be very resilient and very strong. Okay? You're going to enter this path and you're going to build up momentum. You know, your strength is going to grow as you continue on this journey. Every challenge that you face is going to make you just that much stronger. It's a worthwhile pursuit, whatever you're doing, whatever you're considering doing. Don't let any small doubts or past difficulties, maybe past traumas even, don't let that Three of Swords sort of weaken your confidence. Okay? Persistence is going to lead to victory and going to lead to a harvest with that Princess of Pentacles. But now let's talk about the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is usually a card of memory. Okay, it's usually saying that we're preoccupied with these memories from the past. Something happened. It's kind of a ghost, or it's a shadow that's come back around. It's an old disappointment or an old hurt, an old pain. That might be resurfacing now because we're about to do something kind of new, because our mind is sort of, I don't know why it happens, but usually it's a complex, right? It's that part of our psychology that tries to protect us from getting hurt. Oh, you're gonna go rush into a new adventure? Oh, no. We can't do that because we could get hurt. So we better find a way to not do that. So the Three of Swords really is the card that ties your shoelaces together when you're about to start walking, right? Thinks it's protecting you, but it's not, right? But complexes are not all bad, because the complex is just that bundle of energy that, prevents us from touching a hot stove. You instinctually now, right? You're cooking food, not to just stick your finger on the burner, right? Don't do that. Ouchie. And that's an instinct now. So it's a complex of energy. Sometimes those complexes prevent us from doing something really, really good for us. It's instinctually, I will sabotage myself from doing something like that. It's like the night before our jiu-jitsu class. My wife and I are taking it together now. Our daughter's been going there for 2 years. And I'm just now finally saying, okay, I'm going to start doing it. Okay, so it's really a big deal for me personally. And I'm nervous. So the complex would be like the morning of the jiu-jitsu class, I do something really dumb and sprain my ankle. Oh, can't do jiu-jitsu today, I didn't intentionally try to sprain my ankle or get a flat tire or something like this. But, sometimes it's that complex that's going to steer you over into the pile of nails on the road or something, or to do something rather risky that's going to sprain your ankle or your knee or something like that, or my finger. I sprained my finger the other day. So that's the Three of Swords, right? And so I think that if we acknowledge that that we are, nervous about something, or that there is something that gives us a little bit of trepidation or hesitation about this new path, we can acknowledge that, okay? If there is anything from the past that you're identifying is now kind of bubbling up again, we just need to acknowledge that and allow ourselves to feel it. And maybe we heal the past by giving ourselves now what we needed back then. It's kind of the reparenting yourself, And so I feel like there is a little bit of this kind of energy inside of you. It's down beneath the surface here, so it's something that you may not be aware of, but it's kind of like causing a hesitation here. Okay, and I think that we just need to be very honest with ourselves, and we need to understand, that the complexes are not, they're not bad, they're not evil, they think they're helping us. It's just a part of us that we need to integrate, And we need to say, okay, well, thank you for your service, but I'll take it from here. Yeah. I feel like there might be some emotional clarity kind of coming for you this month that's going to help you to move forward. And generally speaking, if this is some kind of anxiety or your mind starts thinking, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this? What if that? We just need to acknowledge that, but do it anyway. It's okay to kind of have like a meltdown. It's okay to get emotional and get scared and get worried, and as long as we're doing it while we're moving forward, and so it's okay. So don't worry too much about this, but be aware of it, be ready for it. Under the surface here in this position is kind of a bad spot for the Three of Swords, because it's usually the energy that we don't know about. So now that you know it's here, just understand that you are going to try to tie your own shoelaces together. I know that sounds silly, right? Just be aware of that. Check your shoes as you're walking. Okay, that's it. And the Hermit, right? It's kind of the energy that's trying to keep you in hermit mode. Trying to keep you home where it's safe. I'm just going to do my thing. I don't need to go on that adventure. I'm just la, 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 la. I'm not going to listen to the call of your own destiny and your own soul, I feel like things are changing. I feel like this is an overnight kind of change. And it's scary. Because you're doing something thinking, well, maybe I'll travel. Maybe I'm going to move. Maybe, I'm going to switch jobs. Or maybe I'm going to go to this place, or I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to go take this class. It feels like an overnight change because this is like the first time that you're doing it. So, when I go to jiu-jitsu in a couple of days, barring any kind of shoelaces tied together, flat tires, or sprained ankles, it'll feel like a massive change, that I have never done it. Then suddenly today, here I am, I got the blue gi and the white belt, and I'm standing there, with bare feet on the mat. It's going to feel like an overnight change. But it's really been building up for a long time, at least 2 years, that my daughter's been going. It's always been in the back of my mind that I should do this sometime, But the Hermit energy back here, this is quiet time, this is alone time, this is kind of a recharging type of energy. And it's back here behind you. So I feel like it's kind of time for us to emerge from this hermit mode now. I think that this was an intense period of introspection for you. Whether this is you being single or you just kind of like trying to get in touch with your true self and what you really want, and, doing the kind of like soul searching, or even asking like those questions like, what does my life really mean? What's the meaning of my life? Why am I here? Who am I? Asking all those questions. I feel like this was a period of time where you got to do that. And I feel like you spent more time alone, and you were hearing your wisdom. Maybe this was a period of like learning and reading and researching and meditation, really like doing that kind of internal study. And I feel like now you're ready to sort of follow the star, follow your North Star, get out there on your adventure, And maybe this was a period where you kind of stayed off social media. You just kind of went quiet. You had the cloak of invisibility on. You weren't as social as usual. What I see also is that, this may have been a period where you're just kind of at home practicing the thing, because then you're moving into a magician energy. This is when you're out there in the world doing it for real now, This is, I'm at home practicing the guitar. This is me on stage playing guitar. Overnight change, right? Well, no, because you've been practicing for years, probably. You've been preparing for this magician moment for a long time. So you are being called, and some of you may be performers. Some of you, for the magician energy, you may be a writer, a singer, dancer, a musician, some kind of artist or a creator, a business person. You may be writing a book. You may be creating a website or a YouTube channel or a radio station. I don't know, right? Whatever you're being called upon to do, this is like your true self. This is the new role that you're stepping into. And I feel like it's very expressive. We'll talk about the magician in a minute. But, this is that period of practice. This is that period of gaining the insight, learning what we need to learn. Kind of, this is the boxer before the match that's just in the dressing room with the robe on, the hood over their face, and just like music on, and just getting ready. Whatever they got to do to get loose, get warmed up, Or this is a lot of time that you spend practicing or learning, studying, researching, or really even just like, healing, restoring your energy, or mentally preparing for something. Yeah. And I feel like now you're ready to emerge from this particular zone. Yeah. And we're being called to do that by the star. This is inspiration. You're feeling this inspiration, right, to take this action. You're breathing in that star light. I don't know. And I feel that this is you getting ready. This is you feeling called. This is you now wishing upon the star, that distant goal. It's kind of like it's shining on you and it's telling you, this is what you're meant to do. This is who you are and why you're here. What does the star card do, actually? Well, if we allow it to, it lets light come in. The light of consciousness, spiritual light, divine light, whatever it is. The light comes in, illuminates our insides, shows us our buttons, our triggers, our knots of karma, our sore spots, our weak spots, shows us our blockages, our anchors, our complexes, right? You have the exact perfect alignment. This is crazy, the alignment that you have. The starlight comes in, shows us where we are blocked in our lives so that we can start to work on those blockages. And as we start to work on those blockages, some of that light starts to spill out from us. And when it does that, we're radiating light, and some of that light gives us our yellow brick road, our pathway to our Emerald City. Okay? And so it creates in us, what the star does, it reminds you that you're the magician. Okay? Because it's clearing away all those blockages so that you can be a perfect conductor of that spiritual electricity. So it can flow through you so that you can be a clear channel for that spiritual force, your divine essence, in other words, right? So it makes you a magician, reminds you that you're already the magician. So this is the magician cloaked, hiding away for whatever reason. This is now the magician revealed, okay? And the star is what puts you through this process. So I feel like a lot of you are processing old traumas, clearing away blockages, facing those things that we're scared of, facing those things like, wow, I didn't think I'd be this nervous about doing jujitsu. I wonder why that is, I wonder why, just the thought now is like, now suddenly I'm very self-conscious. That's the star coming in and showing you where you are blocked and where your buttons are, where those knots of karma and those anchors are. Okay? Clearing those away then allows the light to flow through us, and that magician now is able to transmit that light out. Okay? So your spirit guides are nudging you, in other words. And, you've asked the question, you're listening, and now you're acting on that gentle push. Okay? Because the star, your own soul, spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, God, goddess, deity, whatever it is showing you where you're hesitating, showing you where your blockage is. And now we're pushing through, being strong, and we're going to do it as confidently as possible. And we're going to become a better and better magician. It's a good time for making sure you also get enough rest, make sure you hydrate, okay? Share some of your light with other people, spend time outdoors, look for shooting stars, stargaze, go outside at night and look up at space if you can, okay? Very powerful to do that right now. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Allow that light to come in and inspire you. And yeah, it's going to show you things that you don't really want to see. It's going to show you a 3 of Swords. We don't want to see that. I'd rather this card wasn't there, but that's not how the star works. The star is going to show you things that you need to see, not always things that you want to see. Okay? And anyway, it's allowing you to be a better magician, to transmit through you whatever is trying to be born into the world through you. You are the transmitter, you are the vessel, you are the vehicle of your destiny. And this magic, this light is flowing through you. You are the conductor of electricity and the conductor of the orchestra. And you have all the tools you need to make progress. You don't have to be good at jujitsu to go take jujitsu. You don't have to already be in shape to go to the gym, you know. You're going to get there by doing it. Speak very clearly right now. Your words have power. The words you say to yourself have power. So it's not just about avoiding negative self-talk. It's about intentionally using powerful, positive self-talk. It's not just waiting around for me to say, oh gosh, I'm terrible at jujitsu. I'm so embarrassed, I'm so self-conscious. And then whoops, stopping that. No, it's about saying, I'm confident, I can do this, I deserve to be here. I'm already friends with the people that are there, right? So why should I be nervous? But I'm strong, I'm confident, I can do this. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a workout. I'm gonna get my butt kicked and it's gonna be great. Yeah. So kind of pumping yourself up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna really be helpful. But this is your way forward. This is your future kind of evolution. Stay focused on the goal at hand right now. Stay focused on this thing that you are sort of leaping into, whatever your calling is, whatever you're trying to transmit. There's something inside of you, Leo, that's trying to be born into the world through you. It's a song, it's a dance, it's a business, it's an idea, it's an invention, it's a family, it's a relationship, it's a love, it's everything, right? It's your life. It is your big rock candy mountain that you're building. It's the Emerald City that's out there for you. So you're staying focused. You're not scattering your energy around. You're closing down the other tabs in your mind, and you're just keeping one window open. You're being committed. You're focusing your energy. You're doing something creative, and you're channeling your force. And you're transmitting that energy out into the world. Your confidence is going to turn your effort into success. You are becoming a better and better magician. I want you to claim your role as a magic maker right now, Leo. Okay? And all of us are magicians. We're all doing magic. We're all causing change in the world. Usually we're doing it poorly. We're doing it unconsciously. And that is really when you let your complexes or your psychology or your subconscious cause change in your life, create your life. Or you can do it consciously and let your divine energy flow through you and create your world. But either way, you're creating, because the magician is the prism through which that light is filtered, refracted, and transmitted out to the world. Okay? You're a star, you're a sun, you're a diamond, you're a prism. Okay? And that starlight shines through you out into many different colors, many different personality traits, and many different, everybody's a different magician. We're all absolutely unique. Okay? So use your talent anyway, is kind of the idea behind all of this. Yeah. And stay focused and channel that energy and realize what might be causing some hesitation. I feel like a lot of you are doing something of a performative nature. I don't know if it's just like you feel like you're taking this new job and you're gonna have to go and you're gonna have to turn on the happy, confident face. It's the role that you're stepping into. Like this for me is me putting on the gi and going to jujitsu and being barefoot on the mat and be like, I'm a jujitsu student today. That's who I am. I'm not a YouTube tarot reader. I'm not a dad. I'm not a husband. I'm not a whatever friend. I'm a jujitsu student. I got the uniform to prove it, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the role that you're wearing. That's the persona, and the magician is the persona. Okay, you're stepping into a new one, and it's weird at first. Okay. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Let me know which card on the path of the dove resonates with you the most. Okay. We're going to go over here to our Eon card, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. It's challenging what you're doing. You're going through a doorway of change. You're making the choice to say, I'm stepping forward, and this is a foreign land. Going through this doorway is putting feet in new soil. I've never been here before. Okay? Which means that you've overcome some sort of blockage. You've made the choice to say, the past isn't going to hold on to me, I'm stepping forward. I'm starting fresh, this is a new universe you're stepping into. Okay? And that's what the Eon card is. You're stepping into a new land where you can construct whatever it is that you want. Okay, you're putting your feet down in brand new soil. Maybe literally, maybe this is literally travel for you, could be. There's a big realization or a spiritual awakening that's taking place now that's leading you to this forward movement, leading you to this new land. And I think the Star card is that kind of, you're being summoned by your own soul, by your destiny. This is fate, okay? And awakening is you hearing the voice of Spirit underneath all the noise of the world and choosing it. This is the card of choice. You have to voluntarily go through this doorway. No one's going to push you through, okay? But we have to kind of leave our doubts, we have to leave our worries behind. You don't bring the stress of the day onto the mat. When you're on the mat, you're a jiu-jitsu student. You're not the stressed out person at work or the dad or the friend or the husband or whatever. And I'm kind of talking to myself here, obviously. You're leaving all that stuff behind. All the stress of the day. Leave it off the mat, as they say anyway. At least our coach does. He says, don't bring that shit on the mat. And that's true, right? Doesn't say that to the kids, it's maybe to the adults. But anyway, you understand. So it's a choice that we make. Because you can hear that star calling you. That's your North Star. And that's kind of like why we have the High Priestess over here, because the High Priestess is saying, you got to listen to your intuition. Don't listen to your fears. You're being summoned by the universe, by your particular star in the universe. And spiritual awakening is when you choose to listen and heed and act upon that signal. When you can hear the signal under the noise and you choose it. Okay? So you're taking this. You're ready for this transfer. You're ready for the overnight change. You're ready to do this thing. Okay? This is a chance. This is a big change. Okay? And this is kind of, in a way, there's some kind of a renewal that is allowing you to step into your true purpose. Okay? It's a fiery doorway. You don't bring anything on them. And in jiu-jitsu, I know I'm kind of talking about it a lot, but when you get on the jiu-jitsu mat, you're not supposed to have your glasses on. I guess you can keep your glasses if you need them. But you're not supposed to have like your watch, I can't be wearing my hat or anything. You can't have shoes on. It's just like bare minimum. Nothing on the mat that isn't part of jiu-jitsu. So my daughter goes in, sometimes she has a bracelet on, or a bow in her hair, and it's like, no, honey, let me have the bow and the bracelet, I'm going to take my watch off and all that. It's like nothing belongs there that isn't essential to the task at hand. Okay. Anyway, you have your Princess of Cups here as well, Leo. And the Princess is a sensitivity, it's a kindness. Be gentle and kind with yourself for sure. Allow your heart to sort of guide your actions and allow it to have fun. This is a card that's not really self-conscious. Just wants to sort of, wants to be inspired and wants to explore. Wants to feel good. Wants to focus on the positive, joyous, the good feelings of this thing. It's a card that's saying trust your intuition. Your heart is leading you forward and your mind thinks it's a good idea, but there's that blockage that you're clearing out. That's going to help you to move forward here. Okay? I feel like a lot of you are expressing your emotions through that magician energy, and it may be music, art, maybe some, maybe you're writing something, a book or blog or website or something like that. Pay attention to your dreams. Be open to new experiences. Be open to love. Trust the people around you a little bit. In other words, if somebody's nice to you, just believe that they're nice to you. We don't have that suspicion that's like, okay, I'm kind of on guard, and someone's trying to talk to me, and it's like, okay, what's their angle? It's just, I think you're going to be meeting new people. There's going to be a lot of feelings that come up. The Three of Swords is kind of the complex, again, that's going to make you very suspicious of people that are nice to you. I feel like maybe you don't take compliments very well, or you're kind of suspicious of them. But try to be open, okay? Try to be open to kindness and love, yeah? And offer it back. Yeah, offer it back. The High Priestess is that signal under the noise. It's your intuition. And now your High Priestess is the light, the star, okay, is your true self. Or God, Goddess, Deity, or the universe, or whatever, divine essence, whatever you want to call it. The High Priestess is the light coming off of the star, right? Because the High Priestess is the full moon. What is moonlight but reflected sunlight? What is the sun but a star? So, I don't know. It works. So the High Priestess is, the voice, the understanding that comes to you in those quiet moments. Listen to that voice. Listen to your feelings, because she's telling you the truth. Okay? And your mind is ready to follow her. But there's that unconscious part that's just like, no, wait a minute, gotta tie the shoelaces together. Here goes the mind and the heart trying to do something scary. I'm gonna sabotage it, right? Your intuition is whispering. You've got to trust it. It's in the position of the fear, worry, concern, the difficulty, right? The river card of the spread right here, because this is the one that's really making all the difference. You're either going to listen to your intuition right now, Leo, or you're not. Okay? Something may be coming in a dream. It may be in a daydream, a fantasy. It may be synchronicities in the world around you. You got to pay attention. There's a sign. Okay? It's okay to be patient. It's okay to kind of stop the mind a little bit and say, okay, well, hang on. Let me make sure that this is really what I'm feeling called to do. But don't hesitate. Okay? You can be patient. You don't need to rush. But don't stall either. Yeah. I feel like you've been spending a lot of time near water. Yeah. Or like I feel like out in nature, or like secluded places, quiet places somewhere. Yeah. Just to kind of like, not really like contemplate, but kind of just be by yourself and just see what kind of comes to you. Yeah. I think right now there is a lot of insight that's being brought to you. And if you're paying attention to what your soul or what the universe is saying to you, then you'll know exactly what to do. And what you're doing with this Princess of Pentacles is you're constructing your best life. Okay? And it may be that your intuition is leading you to what looks like a barren forest. This looks like the dead of winter. It's like, wait a minute, there's no crops, there's no harvest here. There's no abundance here. No, because you have to go there and you have to tend the garden and make everything grow. It's like I'm being called to go take jujitsu, and I get there, but it's like, wait a minute, this isn't satisfying. This isn't like, I'm not good at it. This is difficult. I'm cold, I'm hungry, I'm tired, and it's just a lot of work. Like, what the heck? Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. You've got to do the work, and this is going to grow into an amazing, amazing harvest. Okay? So there is something that it's ready to grow. You've got to go there and start doing it. So start that project, nurture it with care. Pay attention to the details. Okay? Stay grounded. You don't have to rush. You don't have to force results, but you do have to show up. You do have to show up. And the patience here, I think, is very important. Following your North Star, making that decision, overnight change. Yes, now I'm sailing in that direction. Then you just sail responsibly. You show up every day and you put in the work. And you're going to see this thing transform. You're building something lasting. You are expressing your true essence out into the world. That's what the magician is doing. Literally, the magician is taking the starlight in, transmitting it out, and changing the world. The magician is the master of the art and science of causing change in conformity with will. So literally, it's like this. The starlight's coming in, you're transmitting it out. The only way for heaven to get to earth, right, is through the magician. For your essence, your destiny, your talent even, the only way for it to get to the material reality, physical, tangible reality, is through your hands. So it goes that way, okay? And that's what you're being called upon to do. So I feel like this is the moment, this is the month, let's say, where you make that decision and your life changes overnight. Because I feel that you're accepting this as your life path. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will be our Emerald City, our Empress energy, which now I should tell you that the High Priestess is always leading you to the Empress card, because this is card number 2. What's card number 3? The Empress. So your intuition is always going to lead you to your best life. And the Princess of Pentacles will always transform into the Empress. It just takes time. You gotta show up. You gotta cultivate it. You gotta grow the garden. Okay? So that'd be really cool if this was the Empress energy. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below, Leo. Let's see. Close. It's the Emperor. Yeah? And the Emperor, I think, is the one that really realizes that, okay, I'm showing up. I'm taking responsibility for this thing, this place, this plan, this life. Okay? The Emperor is the one that's responsible for the well-being of the realm. So when I said that, okay, you're getting there and you're like, hey, this is just, a dry, lifeless forest. The Emperor comes in and says, okay, that's where I'm building my kingdom. That's where my empire, this is where it starts. Now I got to show up. So there's confidence here with the Emperor energy. It's not hubris. It's not me going in thinking I'm already a black belt at this jujitsu stuff. No, it's going in and saying, I'm going to put in the work as often as I can, day after day. I'm going to do it. I'm taking charge here. I'm taking responsibility, taking charge of ourselves, right? And our energy. And I'm going to build that. So we're making the plan. We're sticking with it. We're keeping things organized. Try not to let things get too messy, We're creating boundaries and rules, right? Law and order for ourselves. Saying, I'm disciplined, right? I'm going to go every Wednesday at 6:30, I'm there. Maybe I could try to do a Monday, maybe a Monday class, twice a week, maybe. But we're committing to it. And we're being a leader. And we're being confident, even when we don't feel so confident. Self-control, confidence, courage, right? Showing up. Using our strength is going to build our confidence. And pretty soon you're going to be, you're going to be a leader in whatever field this is. And literally, the Princess of Pentacles is you going into a new field. And you're looking at that field and you're thinking, okay, I can do this. I can make this, Emerald City. So I love this energy for you. And I'm very curious about what this decision is going to be or what you're entering into. If you want to leave me some comments, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram, oracle cards. We'll clarify love and money. And we'll do the yes, no coin, everybody's favorite. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Leo Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know, Leo, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.